Good morning, everyone. It's Terrie O'Connor at Winning at Real Estate. I want to talk to you a little bit about the madness that's going on in the world and the fact that we seem to be divided. And I want to question each of us what we can do to bring about a change. So I've been alive for quite a few years. I have been through many difficult and different things as I was a post-World War II child, baby, but I lived through the Korean War when my dad was deployed. I lived through the Vietnam War when my friends were beginning to have their older brothers and parents, headed off to war. I had a most extraordinary experience my senior year of high school when I heard Martin Luther King speak at the University of Hawaii, and where he talked about his dreams for the future. It was a life-changing experience for me as a 17-year-old to listen to him. I've had the opportunity to live around the globe. I've lived in Panama, England, Malta, California, Hawaii, Washington, D.C., New London, Connecticut, and more, and more. I've had an opportunity to know people from around the world, whether they came from Israel or London or Turkey or North Africa. I've had the privilege of knowing people from the West Coast and the East Coast. But what I'm really talking about in the big scheme of this is all of this sense of community and traveling the world and knowing the world has seemed to come to some sort of a halt for some reason. At this point in time in America, when we all pulled together so beautifully and so strongly after the tragedy of 9/11. I live right across the Hudson River, and I had two of my family members down at the World Trade Center. Fortunately, they are both safe. My son-in-law had to walk for hours and finally walk across the Brooklyn Bridge to get home to his family while we worried about him. My daughter stood there in awe and shock as she watched the towers be hit by planes and shake and all the other things that she witnessed. Our friends, some of them didn't make it out. Then you move on and you see the world sort of beginning to maybe not be quite as close after that. But what I find now, and I find the most tragic, having lived a number of years, is that we seem to be unable to have an opinion and share it without being criticized, shouted at, protested against, whatever. It's okay to protest. We all agree. I don't think what we agree with is the violence. And where the violence come from, you can point fingers at both sides. You can look at people that are just irrational, mentally ill. You can look at all of that. But in the meantime, among most people, there was always the ability to talk and disagree, but not necessarily disagree so that we're divided. Families are divided. Friends are divided. States feel divided with the population. The country is divided. Our politics are divided. Look what's going on in Washington. It's embarrassing to be the greatest country in the world and one that has led democracy and freedom for all, to see us bicker and fight and not be able to do the right things for the people that we need to do them for. So I'm not telling you what to do, who to vote for, but I'm telling you to be open-minded. I'm telling you to listen to people. I'm asking all of us, including me, to be kinder, to be more thoughtful. At some point, we need to be able to be that people we were. When the French president said on 9/11, "Today, to the French people, we are all American," to me it spoke so loudly about what really happened in the whole wide world when some tremendous tragedy happens. We all want to be one. We want to think about the things that truly make a difference. When you listen to what Winston Churchill said to the people of England as they were bombed throughout the country and throughout London, repeatedly, night after night, going down in the bomb shelters and sitting in cold, wet, sometimes water, and not having great facilities and having to stay there and coming back up and not knowing if they'd have a house left. The world has had some terrible things happen to it, and now we're dealing with the coronavirus. All of these things are huge challenges, but we get through them by being strong people and being kind people and being thoughtful of others and doing the things that matter most. So if you're at work and you're thinking about your colleagues and your clients and you're always trying to do the right thing by everybody, you're probably going to be very successful. If you're a parent trying to do the right thing with your kids, and some kids are more challenging than others. In some ways, it's not even necessarily that they're more challenging than others for the same reason. Sometimes they have illnesses. Sometimes they have handicaps. Sometimes they struggle with a particular subject in school or making friends. There's so many different things that cause us all to feel that we might want to pull in and withdraw and blame other people. You can't play the blame game in the world today. You need to look and search for the truth, and you need to be able to discuss things and share and collaborate. And we need to get to a place again where we're one. Anyway, it's Terrie O'Connor. I hope we can all do this. It's so important. It's so important to me. I have a dream just like Martin Luther King did, and it's a dream that we all, black, white, whatever, brown we are, that we can live together in harmony and we can build our country back to what it used to be, where we all believed that there was a place for everyone. Anyway, take care. It's Terrie O'Connor. Sorry to be a little philosophical this morning, but I just felt I had to share this because it just seems so insane to have us so divided. Anyway, take care of yourselves, and I look forward to speaking with you again. Bye-bye.